Hello, let us start with solving question on Leibniz theorem. So first understand the statement of Leibniz theorem. Leibniz theorem states that if y is a function of x and it is a product of two functions, say it is a product of two functions, that is u into v, where u and v are both function of x and both are possessing derivative of nth order, then nth order derivative of function yn that is yn is nothing but nth derivative of function u into v function as it is plus n into n minus 1th derivative of u into v plus n into n minus 1 by 2 factorial into n minus 2th derivative of function u into second derivative of function v and so on. So last term we will get u into nth derivative of function v. Here y is a product of two function. So assume that this is x square into e raised to the ax. Here x square and e raised to the ax are two functions and both are functions of x. While solving the problems, choice of u and v is very important. That function should be chosen as v whose successive derivative vanishes earlier, and that function should be taken as u whose nth derivative is known or can be easily calculated. So here function x square is a polynomial whose derivative will vanish earlier, so we are choosing function v as x square, and we can choose a function u as e raised to the ex because it is easy to calculate. So our v function always in terms of polynomial, or it is such a function whose derivative vanishes earlier. So let us start with solving the question based on Leibniz theorem. That is, I am going to solve only multiple choice questions or those questions which are small. Let us start with question number 49. So by using Leibniz theorem, find nth derivative of y is equal to x e raised to the 4x. Here we have to write this function in the form of u into v. So we are choosing v as x and u as e raised to the 4x. So its nth derivative yn is first, that is nth derivative of function u, that is e raised to the 4x into 4 raised to the n, because we know that if y is equal to e raised to the ax, then its nth derivative is a raised to the n e raised to the ax. So nth derivative of function u is 4 raised to the n into e raised to the 4x into v function, that is x as it is, plus n into n minus 1th derivative of e raised to the 4x, that is 4 raised to the n minus 1 into e raised to the 4x, and first derivative of this function, that is derivative of x becomes 1, so this is 1. In next step it becomes 0, so we are not writing all this term, so this is our correct answer. Next question, that is question number 50. By using Leibniz test, we have to find the nth derivative of x cos x. So here again choice of u and v is important. We are choosing function v as x and function u as a cos x because the derivative of x vanishes earlier. So its nth derivative is nothing but nth derivative of our first function, that is cos of x plus n pi by 2, second function as it is, plus n into n minus 1th derivative of cos function into first derivative of x, that is 1. In next step, derivative of 1 becomes 0, so all term get vanishes. Next question, that is question number 51. In question number 51 we have to find yn. If y is equal to x sin x, again question is similar. We are choosing v as x and u as sin x because derivative of v vanishes earlier. So this is given function, so this implies yn nth derivative is nth derivative of u, that is sine of x plus n pi by 2 into second function as it is plus n into sine of n minus 1th derivative of u function, that is sine of x plus n minus 1 into pi by 2 into 1 derivative of x, that is 1, and in next step derivative of 1 get vanishes. So this is our final answer. Next question, that is question number 52. In question number 52 we have to find nth derivative of y is equal to x e raised to the x cos x. So we know that this is x into e raised to the x this function y is x into e raised to the x into cos x. We know that if y is equal to e raised to the ax cos of bx plus c, then its nth derivative is r raised to the n e raised to the ax cos of bx plus c plus n theta, where r is equal to square root of a square plus b square and theta is equal to tan inverse of b by a. So this is formula of nth derivative of e raised to the ax cos of bx plus c. As y function is given as x into e raised to the x cos of x, we are taking this function as a u and this function as a v, or yes, this function as a u and this function as a v. So we know that nth derivative of u, that is r raised to the n e raised to the ax cos of x plus n theta into x, where value of a is 1, so we are not writing it here, plus n into r raised to the n minus 1 e raised to the x, again value of a is 1, so we are not writing here. This is cos of x plus n minus 1th derivative, this is theta, here derivative of x is 1 and in next step it will vanishes. Here value of r is 1 plus 1, that is because we know that a is, just compare here, a is 1, b is 1, so this become 1 plus 1 square root of 2, theta is equal to tan inverse of b by a, that is 1 by n, so it is pi by 4. So our final answer becomes yn is equal to root 2 raised to the n e raised to the ax cos of x plus n pi by 4 into x plus n into root 2 raised to the n minus 1 into e raised to the x cos of x plus n minus 1 into pi by 4. So this is our final answer. Question number 53, that is in question number 53 we have to find nth derivative of x sin x. We have to find the nth derivative of x e raised to the x sin x. It is similar as last question, so there is no need to solve it again. Next question, that is question number 54. In question number 54 we have to find nth derivative of f of x cos x is equal to sin x. So we can use Leibnitz test directly here because it is given that f of x cos x is equal to sin x, and here it is the product of two function. So let us start with using Leibnitz test. So take this function as a u and this function as a v, so just try to apply the test. So its nth derivative become f raised to the n x into second function as it is plus n into n minus 1th derivative of function f, into derivative of sin x is cos x is minus sin x, plus n into n minus 1 by 2 factorial into again derivative of sin x is cos x, and this becomes n minus 2th derivative plus dash 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 dash, and it is equal to nth derivative of sin x, that is sin of x plus n by 2.